What's up everyone, TrueBlue here, and if you don't know, my favorite all-time video game franchise is Pokemon, shockingly enough. I've done countless videos on Pokemon so far, and I've managed to squeeze it into so many other videos that are not related to it, but I really love Pokemon, like genuinely love Pokemon. Pokemon White 2, favorite game of all time. Still can play it to this day and love it. Wow, my hair's a mess. But I've never gone over my favorite Pokemon of all time. There's over 1,000. I own them all. I have done my full living dex for those who watched the Pokemon home video months back. So what is my favorite Pokemon? Who is my favorite Pokemon? Well, it's a very simple answer, and that is Tepig. He is sitting cutie. Not just Tepig, but including his evolutions, Pignite, and Emboar. Yeah, I did buy the whole line. I don't actually own any sitting cuties besides these. When they got dropped, I literally bought them like day one. Look at him! Look at him! He's adorable. I love him. Today, I'm not going to only be going over Tepig. While I love Tepig, the various amounts of Tepig-related things that I own. But just sharing with you some fun stories, and just, I don't know, having some fun. Let me introduce you to Tepig. So for those who don't know, Tepig is Pokemon number 498. First introduced in Pokemon Black and White as the Fire Starter, being the third Fire Starter in a row that is firefighting. Awesome. Just awesome. Ever since he appeared in Black and White, he then appeared in Black 2 and White 2, alongside being transferable to X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, alongside Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, until the National Dex got cut in Sword and Shield, but thankfully was brought back in Scarlet and Violet in the DLC. On top of that, he also appeared in Pokemon Rumble Blast, Pokemon Conquest, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, Pokemon Rumble U, Pokemon Battle Troze, Pokemon Rumble World, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Prick Cross, Pokemon Rumble Rush, New Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Shuffle, and Pokemon Masters EX. And for those wondering, here's all the physical Pokemon games that I own that have Tepig in it. I will drop this. But I have a ton. Like, legitimately, I have so many games that he has appeared in. He was a trophy in the Smash series and a Spiritomb Ultimate, I think. I think he's an Ultimate. I might have just grabbed that by accident. Pokemon Sun, Smash, Ultra Moon, Super Mystery Dungeon, Conquest. Oh god, they're all falling. They're all falling. Okay. So many games. So many games. But out of all those games, there's one game that for me sealed the deal that Tepig is my favorite, and that is Pokepark 2. This game I've played so much of. It's not 100%, but I have 3 or 4 completed save files. I have almost every... I'm like so close to 100%ing it, but I just never did. It's a phenomenal game. Highly recommend this. And Pokepark 1, they're both great games. Underrated in my opinion. But this game was the second Pokemon game I owned. I originally got Black. Played through that with Tepig. Fun, but my connection didn't start till here. For some reason, my boy, that's Snivy. My boy. I absolutely love playing as Tepig in this game. Love the combat. Love playing as Tepig. So, kind of sealed a deal that I started watching the Pokemon anime. Ash had a Tepig. We all love Ash. So if he has a Tepig, that's pretty cool. And then I got into TCG. And would you look at that, we have Pokemon cards. I'll go over all the Tepig merch and its evolutions in a little bit. But yeah, that is kind of how I started with Tepig. I originally played Pokemon Black, then I played Pokepark 2, realized I really liked it in that game, and then when I played Pokemon White 2 for the first time, I started with Tepig, and that ended up spiraling into me absolutely loving this Pokemon, as it's my first Pokemon, you know? It hit so different being my first partner Pokemon. I still have that original Emboar from all those years ago, and I will showcase that off at the end of this video. And that Pokemon still holds a very deep, soft spot in my heart. That, you know, that's my Tepig. That's my Tepig that I raised into a Pignite and then into an Emboar. That's level 100. And it has been level 100 for like a decade. Which, God, I can't believe it's been like a decade. That's crazy. But yes, I do love Tepig. Ever since every Pokemon game that's followed, I have started with the Fire type. And it's become a kind of tradition almost, where every new Pokemon region, my first playthrough will always be with that Fire starter, or whatever the closest thing is. If it's, say, like a Pokemon game like Coliseum, I will always go for that option as kind of kindling that spark within me, that flame within me, of reliving that magic that is my precious little Tepig. Anyway, I keep showcasing off all my merch, so I'm gonna go off. I'll show how crazy I'm about this stupid little pig. I'll go dex-wise. So I do have a Sitting Cuties Tepig. This is unfortunately the only plush I own. I have like 4 Pikachus, like 2 Yampers. I somehow never managed to get another Tepig in all of my time, which, crime, like absolute crime. I would love to get just more Tepigs, because I love Tepig. So yeah, that is the only Tepig plush that I own. On top of that, I have those little, I want to say it's Takara figures that they used to do. This is a very solid figure. The only thing it can do is turn its head slightly, like, oh my god, so tight. But I do have a little Tepig figure. That's a classic. I also have a model kit for a Tepig that I've made, and this is the second video in a row I've talked about Pokemon model kits without making a whole video about them. I really need to get on that. I also have this thing. For those who don't know, this is old school. Let me take it out, you get a better look. This little Tepig right here came out with a small series in Pokemon Black and White with these little Pokeballs that it unfortunately no longer works because it's so damn old. But you'd press the button, it would shoot out the Pokemon inside, and they would land in a little contraption that would then dictate how much points you got. It was very luck-based. No one ever bought them. You could buy, like, the starters, Pikachu and, like, Lillipup, Patra, like, not many else. But I still somehow have this. I don't know how the heck this is what I managed to keep, but I do still have this out of all my Pokemon merch. I showed off. I do have this Tepig card. It's the only Tepig card that I do own. I know they've done a few sets, especially in Black and White. This is the only one that I picked up. This is dated back to 2011. This is the 2011 Tepig card. It's a classic. And not an official thing, but I made my own little Lego Tepig that I still have. It's not the official Mega Bloks one, those weird ones. I do own some of those, but I don't own Tepig, sadly enough. But I do own this, which I've made out of random Lego pieces that I owned from my childhood collection. And if I'll just grab the model kit. It's a pretty good, like, if you didn't know what you were looking at, you could still probably be like, that's a Tepig, you know? Like, it's a very well made, in my opinion. So I'm very proud of that, so I want to show that off. Anyway, if we're going to evolve him, we have Pignite. Again, Sitting Cutie. He's so chunky. I love this guy. On top of that, I also have a 2011 Pignite. You can tell these cards are old by the fact that it's a yellow border. They don't even do that in America anymore, which makes me feel old. And I think they stopped something's different with the stages. I think I haven't collected Pokemon cards in a long time. On top of that, I have a Pignite, which I want to say is a McDonald's toy. Yes, this is a 2012 McDonald's Pignite toy that you got with the purchase of a Happy Meal. And it came with Pokemon cards, too. McDonald's toys back in the day. Crazy. While I hate McDonald's now, I won't complain about their Pokemon toys. So here's just a little, very little Pignite for reference. That's the model kit. Here's the Tepig figure. They're not really scaled, but they do look good together because they're both plastic figures. That's all I have for Pignite. And Emboar, who is arguably my favorite of the whole line. I only have the Sitting Cutie. I do not own any Emboar figures, cards, other plushies if they made any. I only own the singular Sitting Cutie of Emboar. That's it. That's all I got. Which is very disappointing. I would like to give Pokemon even more money than they already have. So I can get more Tepig memorabilia because I'm crazy. And I love this Pokemon. And if you want to see crazy... So here are in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the most recent Pokemon games as recording this. And if I go here, I have managed to capture a Tepig in every single Pokeball. That is how crazy I am. And when I mean every single one, I mean every single one provided in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. All of the Johto Balls, the Sports Ball, the freaking Beast Ball, the basic ones, your Pokeball, your Great Ball, a Master Ball. Like, I caught all these Tepigs. And if we go here, I think it had to be in Pokemon Home. Here's a Unova region. All capital letters. This Emboar Blast, she is my original Emboar from back when I first played White 2. She's old. She's an old chunk of code that has managed to stick around with me for years at this point, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I also have Nitro, who was born in Sun and Moon. This is the first ever egg that I bred myself and hatched. This being the son of my first ever Pokemon. So that's cool. I kept him because he's special too. He's powerful too. And when Tepig finally got added back, I caught another one. His name is Man. Man here in the Luxury Ball is an additional member to my insane Scarlet and Violet team of so many Pokemon, but I needed Man on the squad. He's an Emboar, had to have him, so I have him. Yeah, no, I'm serious. I have a full team, multiple full teams at that, of Pokemon in this game, but I decided that Man needed to be there, and I still have Blast and Nitro, so yeah. This is the Pokemon that got me into gaming. This is the Pokemon that conquered my first region. This is the Pokemon that made its permanent mark on my heart. And I would like to take a moment for the rest of you to enjoy Blast. Thank you all so much for all the support recently. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do... Where is he? There's my Sinking. I really do love this Pokemon. I know it's kind of crazy that I'm just sitting here rambling about why Tepig is so cool to me and why I love it, but wouldn't have it any other way. And I know there's a lot of people who hate on Tepig, don't really care for this Pokemon, so there are people who love you, my little friend. I'm one of them, and yeah, there's not much more to say. I like Tepig. I want to talk about Tepig. There's not much to talk about because it's a starter. Unfortunately, Tepig got buried between all of the Gen 1 Pokemon and everything else, like all the other Pokemon do, as he unfortunately didn't stand out compared to Oshawott. Have your chance to shine in Legends ZA, buddy. We can only hope. One more time, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time, where I hopefully finally cover the Pokemon model kits before I keep talking about it every week until I do. Because at this point, I don't even know if it's a joke or not at this point. Like, I collect them. I don't know. My chair is, like, perfectly in the way. But, like, I talk about them. Have a lovely day, everyone. He's a fire type. He's a friend. He's a fire pig. He's Tepig. Breaking boulders when he sees them, making friends when he meets them. He's Tepig.